Yo, it's Guido. Merry Christmas, Pilgrim. How you doing?
Oh, Merry Christmas to you and to everybody, and happy holidays. And I've got the biggest mug of tea in the world, which will keep me going for at least 3 hours. So there you go. Good. How was it for you, sir?
Did you have to lay in the tea supplies again and to
Yep.
hide out?
Yeah. Yeah, we had to invade Boston to get our tea back.
It's floating about. Merry Christmas, everybody. We got Stickler, Wayne, Gator. Morning, guys.
Normal crew, yeah, the normal crews.
Yeah.
Road Dog, Corona Potter, Gunnar Schumann, Stickler Grendel's in. Cool.
Man, I hope all y'all's Christmas was fantastic. What's going on with my shirt here or something? Okay, there we go.
Pilot's got to look good, you know what I mean? No matter you can't fly your plane, you just gotta look good, haven't you?
Somebody get somebody down from who are the people at makeup and
Yeah, get the makeup girl.
makeup and costuming. Get down here and sort this out. Yeah, so did you get anything good for Christmas? What'd you get? Anything fun?
I got a lot of mountaineering and camping equipment. To be
All
honest.
right.
So I got a minus 26 degrees centigrade sleeping bag. Don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. Don't ask me. I got some walking poles. I got a what else did I get? Oh, a liner for the bag and bits and bobs. You know what I mean? So it's all about this big trip. And I've got a good book. I've got a nice book. It's called The Siege. It was the documented history instead of a fiction book about the Iranian embassy at Prince's Gate that the regiment stormed and released all the hostages. So the whole background to it with the police decisions. There's quite a good story to it actually, which I can either tell now or later on. But they don't have like you guys. You can't have your military deployed onto the streets of the United States. It's in the
Right.
Constitution, isn't it?
Right.
Which is why you've got the National Guard. Well, we can, but only if the police give up primacy. So the police have primacy in the UK. They have to actually have signed paperwork, which goes to the local military commander to hand over control of a incident to the military, which is then sanctioned by the Prime Minister. Well, back in the day, it was Margaret Thatcher. So, Mad Mike Rose was the commanding officer of the Special Air Service 22 Regiment at the time of the Princess Gate incident. And the local Metropolitan Police Commissioner had to sign over the authority for the command of that area to the military. So basically, it was signed over to the SAS so they could go and do what they do.
Right.
But to do that, it had to be in writing. So first of all, they had to get onto the SATCOM, and talk to the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister said, "Yep, do it." So the Commissioner then was scrabbling around for a bit of paper and a pen to actually write it all out. So what Mad Mike Rose did was pull out a packet of cigarettes from his pocket. He went, "Just sign the back of that." So he actually signed over authority for the SAS to go into the Iranian embassy on the back of a cigarette packet, which basically said, "I, the Commissioner, blah, 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 hand over control of the incident to Mad Mike Rose." And that is now framed and sat in the officers' mess at Hereford on the wall. Yeah, so, back of a fag packet. It's always done that way, isn't it? I don't know if you've got it in the States, but back of a fag packet in the UK means basically it's just made up on the spot. You know what I mean? There was no planning to it whatsoever. So yeah.
It might have a slightly different connotation here, but
Oh, yes, sorry. Cigarette packets, yes. Sorry. Yes, well, back of a cigarette packet. How about that then? That just clicked. Sorry. Oh, dear. Good start.
oh well. All right. What have I been doing? So I picked up a new game.
Yes, have you?
Age of Wonders 4, which is actually pretty good, but also very.
Okay.
It's quite fiddly, I think.
Is it?
Yeah.
Detailed.
Yeah.
Detailed, fiddly. Got to faff around with stuff.
Yeah. Isn't there a fine line between a game that's just too simple and one that just has too many bits and bobs
where
going
is that?
on?
Where
Where is that
is
line?
line? Yeah.
On the one hand, if it's super simple, man, I wish there was a little more to this. And then this game is cool and the graphics are good, and The combat is okay. It's turn-based
Yeah.
combat. You know, it's kind of like Civilization with turn-based combat.
Okay.
It is a fine line, Grendel. It really is. And by the way, Bonzi or Jimmy, sorry, Jimmy, thank you. We'll get to Bonzi in a second. He was also chatting me here. Yeah, so there's a lot of it's a magic world and
But is it a linear game? Is it an RPG, or what sort of game is it?
I wouldn't call it an RP. I don't know what they call it. It's a one of these. It's like Civilization basically. It's
No, okay.
turn-based. Got a map. You move your units around when they go to combat. It goes to a little mini map and you move them turn-based one at a time and take turns and you have all your attacks and your powers and all this stuff. But you build cities, and the cities you can build buildings in the cities, and that gives you more stuff. The thing is, it's got so much stuff.
Yeah.
It's like there's
overcomplicated.
yeah, there's empire research and magic research and building the cities. And the other thing that drives me a little crazy about some of this modern gaming stuff is the buffs and debuffs of different things. Like, all right,
Oh yeah.
this weapon, instead of back in the day where this weapon's +5, which is better than a +4, and maybe it did a little extra damage or something. Now there's like a laundry list of the things it does. Plus 20% to this, minus 20, plus 30 if it does this. And then all the different buildings and stuff. It's a lot.
But I mean, do you think it's crossed the line between too much at this moment in time?
It is for the initial blush. I'm going to keep at it because the good news is if the game's interesting enough, you'll slog through all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And try to figure out. But I'm also on the easiest level. When it started, it's like, here's a really easy scenario. Do this beginner scenario. I'm like, yeah, let me do that. And so all the mistakes you make and the stuff you don't know doesn't hurt you because the AI is the enemies are so weak and the AI isn't really aggressive, so you can kind of just roll everything over. I don't know if that helps you learn or not, really, to be honest. It helps you learn the basics, but it doesn't help you learn how to maximize anything.
Because you can say that if you first started World of Tanks, it's probably very much that sort of. There's just so much information that you need to know.
Could very well be.
I guess it's like any game, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a little bit. If it, as you say, if it really does pique your interest, then you'll stick at it, I guess.
Yeah.
Until you get through all that math. Well, yeah. I mean, is there like an end game to it? Is it it's obviously a story that you can. You just keep playing and keep playing, or will there be an end game?
That's interesting you say that, because like most of those games, the end story is you win. So and a lot of them have gone to this. You can win various ways. Diplomatic, a magic win where you just out research people or have the strongest magic. Obviously, the conquest, you just take everybody out. There's like an alliance, I think, one where you can build enough alliances that you're now the strongest alliance kind of idea. But that's part of the problem, because that's another complication. When they add all that stuff in there, then there has to be the supporting mechanics to do that.
Yes.
And then that becomes all very convoluted. It's like, which path do you go down? So on the one hand, it's cool that you have options. On the other hand, it's like, which option do I take? I don't even know where to go with this. Europa Universalis. I actually have that, and I've tried it a couple times, but I cannot get into it. I also have Hearts of Iron is the same way. Hearts of Iron is a World War II simulator, essentially, and it's extremely complicated. That's another one I like, but I just haven't been able to get into. But anyway, it's not a bad game. I kind of enjoy it.
That's cool.
I'm finding myself playing a lot more different games now, because I've got probably 4 I'm in the middle of right now.
It's time consuming though, isn't it, to give it the attention that you need to be able to get progress in any game. It's just time consuming. So, if you think back to World of Tanks and 12 years worth of playing, you've got to look at the games you're getting now and you're going, will I be still playing this in 12 years? Probably not. Well,
that's the thing. But back in the day, I used to play a lot of different stuff, and I'd pick it up, put it down, go through it, move on, and all that stuff. I really got stuck on World of Tanks for a long time, so now I'm back to playing more games. And they're all games I can sit down for 15, 20 minutes, do something if I got it.
Yeah. I mean, I picked up Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Did you?
There's a bundle. Yeah, Steam did a bundle with all the other DLCs. on it, so it worked out at £8, $10 for a complete.
The second one or the
whole
first one?
package.
The first
The
one?
second one.
Can-
Oh no, the first one, the Deliverance,
Yeah.
Kingdom Come
Yeah.
Deliverance, but it was in a bundle with all the rest of it.
Yeah.
So it had like tons of. It had like, I've yet to try it, but there's all the different types of scenarios in it. However, this is where I come unstuck with Kingdom Come. I've done all the role playing. I've got my father all the bits to forge the sword.
Did
I've
you
got
punch a
somebody-
horse?
Not yet.
Okay.
I've seen you do that.
Don't punch the
Right,
horse.
but I have stolen an axe. I've nicked an axe from that
Ooh.
gadget who wouldn't pay my father, so I
Wow.
stole the axe. So I'm carrying that axe because none of the traders locally want to touch me. I bent to them and they're like, "No man, that's red hot. That's stolen gear," and all this sort of stuff. So they won't buy it off me. But apparently, you've got to take it to another village where there's a miller, and it says in the blurb, millers are notoriously crooked. They normally fence stuff, So poor old millers who are grinding flour,
Yeah.
they're now classed as like fences.
Oh,
so you
man.
go there and fence your kit off. However, I've got to the bit where they attack, that nasty king and all this lot attack the fort.
Yeah, and the town's destroyed.
Yeah, the town's destroyed. Mother and father are killed. And
Yep.
then you've got to run round the corner towards the moat and jump on a horse. And then there's these guys attacking this girl who you save. She rides off on the horse. I can't get away on the horse. I keep getting killed. You've got to ride. You get an arrow in your leg, and then you've got to ride somewhere and go. You've got to find somebody who can fix you because you can't. You don't know how to fix yourself. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
yeah.
I'm riding the horse like this, and these buggers are chasing me, firing arrows at me. And I never get any further than like, I don't know, 150 yards. And I keep getting slotted all the time. I'm like, I hate this. I'm like 5 deaths in a row. I'm like, this is shit. This is absolute shit. So I'm not very happy with it at the moment. I can't get past I'm dying on a horse thing.
Google is your friend.
Who?
Google.
Yeah, I might try that actually. Yeah.
Yeah, just
I've
type
resorted to it.
type in something about trying to get out of get away or Kingdom Come
It
Deliverance.
keeps telling me to go. Like it tells you which way to go because there's a little icon, isn't it? You
Yeah.
know this.
Yeah.
And I'm like riding like mad. I get over the bridge. I've got away. And then I'm sort of aiming for the villages because I'm thinking if I go towards the villages, they'll all attack the villages and leave me alone. So all the villages will run away going, ah! And I'm going, get out of the way! Get out of the way!
Well, there's a specific way you have to go. You're kind of going out the back, and then you go down a hill, as I recall.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
sort of follow a stream, and then there's a little icon on the top which shows you which direction
Sure.
to go. So I'm sort of like hoping that they get distracted by the villages. I actually rode into the woods and tried to get off the horse and hide, but they found me and killed me. That doesn't work.
Yeah, as I remember, that was a bit
it's,
touch and go. You kind of had to do it more or less correctly because I remember I got into the little village. And I think have you got to? There's a person down there that you're trying to get to,
I've got to go and see. Yeah,
and you help that person get away, and then you got to
yeah, she gets away. Yeah,
Right.
She's off on a horse. They don't chase her. They chase me.
yeah, and then you have to get back on the horse and run away or
Yeah.
something, as I recall.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but-
Dark Souls. I played a little bit of that, but that was not for me. I didn't quite enjoy the Dark Souls thing. Elite Dangerous. Yeah, there's the winter sales going on Steam, so if you want cheap games, now's the time. Total
absolutely.
War
I mean,
was pretty good at that, Grindle. I would agree. It was complicated enough to be very interesting, but not overly complicated for the most part.
No.
Yeah. Yep. Okay,
What
so
else did you get?
I just got like clothes and stuff,
Mm.
which is cool. I got a couple pairs of pants, nice pairs of pants, and a nice pullover, a jumper, as you would say,
A jumper.
a jumper.
Hiya.
What else did I get? That's about it. Oh, I got a nice
Yeah,
bottle.
no-
I got a bottle of port. That was nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. What? French, English, American?
Port,
Yeah.
American, Sandeman. Well, actually,
Sandeman,
I
American.
actually
Yeah,
don't know if
Sandeman,
that's
yeah.
American. Maybe it is British, or who knows? I don't know where it's made.
If you really want to try Nouveau, it's called LP Nouveau. Try that.
Okay.
It's got a lead cap on it. You have to peel the lead off, and then you got a cork in it. It's proper nice.
I got a nice
Proper nice.
seasoning. My daughter gave me a nice seasoning that she got at
Right.
some market somewhere called good shit.
It's got to be good then, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's got to be good.
And it came in a bag that said "bag of shit."
Thank you.
I don't-
Then tell all your friends what you got for Christmas.
I don't know. I don't even know why that had to happen, but it did.
Oh, but that is brilliant. I like that.
So, speaking of Christmas, here's the down low on how we did with Tankers Helping Tankers. I ended up collecting $134 from you guys. We sent out three. We sent out 3 sets of 80 boxes to 3 different people,
Wow. That's
and
amazing, isn't it?
I filled in the rest of the money as required. And without giving out details, basically we had. Let me find where I wrote it down. Just give you the basic idea for the fellas that we helped out, who were very thankful. I got some nice notes back from these guys. Where did I write it down? There it is. So we had a fella that was struggling with a small business, trying to make a go of it, and you know, a little difficult with the economy as it is especially for the small businessman. A guy taking care of his dad, so his dad had some issues, and he spent a lot of time doing that, as you do. And a fella also working multiple jobs trying to make ends meet. So we sent out some Christmas cheer to those 3 guys.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
So that was good. That was
job.
good. Good notes coming back. So thank you to you guys, both those who donated and those who sent the nominations in. I actually missed a nomination from somebody that was here on Twitch. So when I pulled up Twitch today, since I hadn't been on Twitch for a while, I saw that and went out and sent those boxes out today. And I think I got a note back from said person. Yeah, I did. Okay, good. So said person, if you actually know that person, make sure they know those boxes are on the way so they get those.
Cool.
Very cool. So that was great. Thank you to you guys. Merry Christmas and all that good stuff. And so now we're on to waiting for next Christmas.
We are, yeah. When's the boxes next Christmas? Do we know?
It's
I
inside.
don't know.
It's got to be inside 365 days now, though. What?
It's got to be, yeah. It's got to be, 350.
50-ish,
maybe,
yeah,
something
somewhere
like
around
that.
there. Yeah.
Not long then. Not so long.
Start saving up your money, fellas.
Oh yeah. Have you
right.
played much then? Have you played much over
Not
the
a-
break?
Not a ton, a bit, but not much. No time, man. In fact, here's an event that hasn't happened. Maybe it's happened a couple times, but not very often. I had a day where I didn't get a video out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you know,
Yeah.
I never noticed. I did check the videos. There seem to be one every day.
No,
thereabouts.
last Thursday. Last
Wow.
Thursday I didn't get a video out. I was just so busy. No time with all the remodel crap and visitors and picking people up and dropping them off and all the stuff we're doing.
Yeah.
My daughter went out to Spain to visit a friend, so she's over on your side of the pond.
Oh, cool. Well, I hope she has a good time. The
Yep.
weather's nice down there at the
Yeah.
moment. It's not bad.
Yep.
It's not cold. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, like I said, I got my sister's brothers in, hanging out. He's leaving today, and then my son leaves tomorrow to go see his girlfriend. So it's like,
Yeah. It just never stops.
then I'm gonna have contractors in the house tomorrow and the next day, probably.
Are they back tomorrow? Are they?
I hope so.
Because
I hope so.
when's New Year? When's New Year is Wednesday, is it?
Tuesday.
Thursday?
Tuesday night's New Year's.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a get together that night. My wife wants
How
to.
did your ribs, your prime ribs with Notso go?
Dude, it was amazing, absolutely amazing.
Did you eat more than your eyes could see?
100%.
Was it one of those?
100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I spoke to the House General about that. When you mentioned it, I said, how about because we couldn't do it for this year because we'd already got the stuff in for Christmas. And I said, how about we do, we have ribs next year? So he went, what's ribs? And I think you haven't lived, Madden, you haven't had ribs. You know what I mean? So I think we're going to do that. We're going to have ribs next year just to try it out.
Go get yourself like a 4 or 5 pound,
Yeah.
a small prime rib.
Get a prime rib, and what sort of seasoning were you putting on that then?
You can literally just do salt and pepper.
Oh, okay. All
Just
right.
season it, pat it down. Obviously thaw it out. It probably shouldn't be frozen, but if you're getting it fresh, get it fresh. Pat it down and get whatever, like salt and pepper. Just cover it in some salt and pepper. Set it in your refrigerator overnight.
Yeah.
You can cover it with
Yeah.
something. Not like sealed covered. You can just put like a towel on it or paper towel or something over
Or
it.
something over. Yeah.
And then just look up the time, but it's going to probably be something like 325, 350, and
Okay.
probably
Wow.
3 or 4 hours for a 4 or 5 pounder.
Okay.
That will purely be how well done you want it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it'll be a little longer if you don't want any pink on it. I like that. I like to have the pink. And that's it. That's the whole process. The only
That's it.
the only
That
thing I will
sounds so simple.
caution you on is I don't know. Sometimes the cuts in England are interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I might do then is get some pictures of UK prime rib and show you, and you can go, actually, that's the one you
All
want,
right.
not that one, or
There you
something
go.
like that. We could do that, couldn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Horseradish sounds good. Garlic sounds good. Good shit, Jimmy. Yes, get some good
You,
shit.
I will be using that. Actually, my mom, being elderly, sent me Omaha steaks. So I got
Nice.
a stack of frozen Omaha steaks in my freezer. I'm gonna try the good shit on.
What's the best steak in the States? Which state has the best steaks, do you think? Is it Texas?
I don't know, man. I think I don't know. Honestly, someone else may know. I wouldn't even guess. It's not like I don't
See,
buy.
there's a lot of steer.
Well, I don't buy them from necessarily from a state. It's just you go to the grocery store
Yeah,
and
yeah.
get
yeah,
what's
for
there.
sure, Yeah. Yeah.
Great question. I don't know.
I would imagine it will be one of the states like Texas where it is cattle country. You know, it's
Yeah.
all good. It's a regional thing. Ah, okay, all right. I wouldn't imagine that if you've got homegrown Florida cows, that you would probably struggle against the cattle countries. Oh, the Texas steaks are good, so are Neb, but really it's the cut now. It's good. Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I haven't paid too close of attention. I think most stuff is relatively regional, especially for the fresh stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
yeah.
I mean, you can ship stuff around pretty quickly, but if it's never been frozen, then it's going to be relatively regional and fresh.
Yeah.
Now, of course, cows are mobile, right? Not on their own, but you can put a cow in a truck and drive it live to a slaughterhouse anywhere and
Yeah,
do
anyway,
that, and then it. So it's a great question on exactly where the actual cow is sourced. That I don't really know. I think people would say Angus is pretty good,
That's always Angus beef is
Yeah.
good, isn't it?
but that's a
Like,
type of
is it-
cow, not a place necessarily.
Well, that's it. Yeah, it's a cow, isn't it? Is it all corn fed over there? Are the cows, or is it out? Is it just like?
Dude, I don't know. I think you can get like the natural grazed cows. I don't know what they call them, but
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can
yeah.
do that, and theoretically, that's what the package says they are. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
It's all good. It's a regional thing. Yeah, I like the creamy horseradish. Somebody had a question. Project CW. You know what? I don't know. Sure. It's a great question. I don't know. We're going to talk about it a little while later, but there is a 2025, the teaser trailer thing, and I don't know if that's talking about Project CW. There's supposedly a Watt 2.0, and that's been conflated with Project CW at times, but also it's been said no, that's a different thing. And Wargaming has not been very clear with any of that stuff.
No.
If anyone knows, let me know. But I can't really get to the bottom of it, to be honest. Yeah, Wagyu is good.
It's expensive. That.
It
though,
is
isn't
very expensive. Yeah, very fatty, very expensive, but it does taste pretty dang good. Yeah, Ranch Neighbors. My son was actually up deer hunting yesterday, but we didn't get anything. I was really hoping to get some deer for the freezer.
That would have been nice, wouldn't it? Bit of venison for the new year. Yeah.
A tomahawk.
Of course, you guys. I don't know if you know this, but you probably do. Is that the buffalo population is gaining strength in the States again? I guess they must be protected or something.
The
because
bison? Oh, absolutely, yeah.
The bison, yeah, the bison are getting big herds again. Not
Yeah.
as big as way back when the in the 1800s, but yeah, they're still getting quite big. I wonder if they're protected over there. I don't know.
Bison? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, are they? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, they have hunts on certain places just for managing herds.
Yeah.
But yeah,
just
it's
like
you know
deer.
there's no natives, indigenous peoples riding horses and taking out herds.
It's a shame, isn't it?
And there's no white hunters running around, killing thousands at a time.
Yeah, yeah.
There's several herds in Utah actually, where I'm from, where I grew
Oh,
up. Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
cool
they're
actually. They're pretty cool.
huge. Yeah.
You can get bison at certain places. So I've had bison burgers.
Yeah, I guess because if you've got a culling season like you have deer over here in the
Yeah.
UK, then yeah, there's going to be an outlet for the meat, isn't there? There has to be. Just gonna
Yeah, I mean I don't know if there's commercial. There may even be commercial bison herds.
Okay. All right.
Like cattle,
Yeah.
basically people raising
Yeah.
them essentially like cattle,
Yeah.
just for those specialty markets where there's a place called Hunt and Gather here, and it has, it's got a bison burger, and it's got it's an elk steak or something like
So
that.
why do you call it bison and not buffalo? Are they not? They're the same animal, aren't they?
I don't think so. I don't think exactly the same. I think they're
Okay.
similar. To be honest, I don't know.
Somebody might know.
Yeah, Grendel says they're the same thing. They're essentially the same
Maybe.
thing. Yeah,
Ah, they got like the big woolly heads and all
Yeah.
that sort of stuff. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
American bison, I think is what they say, what they call it.
Is that what they call them? Ah, okay, cool.
But it's not a buffalo. It's not a buffalo as in like a water buffalo. You know what I mean?
Oh no.
Yeah, it's a
no.
completely- it's a
I
different
get what
animal.
you mean. Yeah, I get what you. Yeah. But for some reason I've always called them buffaloes.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe that's an English thing. Maybe.
Are you up in Logan, Randall? Probably asked you this question a million times. Yeah, there's a big herd out at what's the island in the Great Salt Lake? Can't remember what it's called now. Yeah, there's a
Okay. It's pronounced buffalo.
buffalo.
It's not.
Buffalo. All right, yeah. Well, I think that's it for Channel News, guys. I'm sort of moving along. I'm a couple battles from being done with the Burza, which is a pretty good
Okay.
TD at tier 6. Because we'll talk about tanks eventually here. Junu, I have about 8 or 9 battles left. So those are 2 tanks I'll finish the 100 battle challenge on pretty quick. I played a lot of the Squall. I've actually clawed that one above 50%.
That is the most annoying tank in the game, with the exception of the EBRs. That is so dang annoying. Because all you hear is brrrr, and then half your health disappears into the yin yang. I'm like, why don't you just take your squall and shove it up your rectum, you buggers? Hate him with a vengeance.
Okay, so apparently Pilgrim does
Yeah.
not enjoy the Squall, or he doesn't enjoy being attacked by the Squall.
No, I hate the noise. As soon as I can hear it started, I'm thinking, there we go, that's half my health. Or
I know you
two-thirds
see
of my
you
health.
see the health bar go.
Yeah. With each hit, brrrr, and they don't miss. They never miss.
No, every single shell always hits.
Every single shell hits.
Always.
Dispersion circle like that.
Yeah. How's it doing though? Let's look. I'm looking at the. Yeah, it's okay. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 7th. Now there's not that many. There's maybe 20 tier 8 mediums or mediums light tanks, and it's 7th. But it still has a big win rate differential.
Yeah.
So that hasn't calmed down yet. Where's it?
I think that's the ultimate end game tank. If you can stay alive in that, over and above any other tank, even the multi auto loader lots of shells in a clip. I think that is the ultimate. Just running around the map, killing off all the near deads.
Yeah, it's sitting right here. But this is what's concerning. It's a minus 2.19 win rate differential right now. So that, and here's
Oh, is
here's what's holding it up. It's got better players than most of the others playing it as of right now, just on average.
Right now, yeah.
Right. So, but it is getting a pretty decent win rate. But even with, well, here's what's interesting, because that's what happens here. Even with better than average on probably most tanks. Yeah, it's the second in terms of good players playing it, with the EBR being above it. But look what the EBR's result is. With that level of player, it gets a 53% win rate. In fact, it's above. With that level of player, the Squall gets that. Now, there's a lot of ways to interpret that. You never know. This could be one of those tanks where which I think the EBR kind of is. If you're really good, you're going to do really good. If
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
bad,
yeah.
you're just not going to do well at all. But this maybe is even worse than that. So
I think given time, it'll. What you see, if it sits with that high status now, it's not going to get knocked too much further down once the very good players stop playing it. I think it'll level itself out somewhere. But irrespective of where it sits in the stats, it's a damned annoying thing.
well, here's
They
the
should
thing.
have that as a stat. How annoying is it? They should have that as a stat.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, though, if let's say it was, it was the same level as the M4190 in terms of players playing it. So the average player for the 4190 is 48% win rate. With a minus 2.1, that would make this thing a 46% win rate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That says everything.
And I realize that's not, that correlation isn't exact. That's not exactly how it works, but
But as a ballpark figure, yeah.
as a
I see
ballpark
that.
figure, it underperforms for your win rate by a lot.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but I don't want to make too many assumptions of exactly why that's going on. Also, it's being played by a lot of people, so a wide spectrum of skill is playing it as well.
Yeah.
Bison are native to the U.S. Buffalo. All right, there you go. All right, Amarick, thank you.
Yeah, that's funny because I understand the water buffalo with the curled horn. I get that, but for some reason, over in the UK, we call the bison buffalo, which obviously they're not water buffalo. But
We call them that
buffaloes.
too. We call them that too.
Okay, all right, got you. Anyway, back to trends.
The American bison, commonly known as the American buffalo or simply buffalo, is a species of bison.
Yeah, that's not confusing at all, is it?
I love that. All right,
Oh,
copy. Okay.
Copy. Thank you.
Thank
I'll
you.
call them bison from now on.
The Buffas bison, bisolo,
Bison.
bison uffalo,
Yeah. Bison buffalo.
bison uffalo. All right.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been playing.
Cool.
And I think that's it for channel news, man. It's time to shill.
It is time to shill. What? Before you do that, will you do a 3-box giveaway? A
Sure.
raffle, please.
Sure.
I'll do that.
This year's boxes or next year's?
Next year's boxes. I promise I'll pay.
Gladly pay you tomorrow for a hamburger
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
One moment while I set up the 3-box giveaway from
Thank you.
Mr. Pilgrim. And Cloud Bot, we gotta go over to giveaways. 3-box giveaway. Good luck, guys.
Cool.
Off you go. All right, so shilling. What do we got here? Doot. Oh man, this is just so difficult sometimes. You know what I mean?
It's designed that way to be difficult.
Everything's difficult. All right. Premium shop. Well, it's boxes, isn't it, fellas?
It is, isn't it?
Yeah,
It
you
has
got
to be.
you got boxes, and that's pretty much it. Vehicles, there's probably not even anything for sale in the shop. Nope. So they don't even bother with all that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna jump over, because in the store over here we got a couple things going on. First are boxes. All right.
Yeah.
Next is now there's a Shrek, the 2-barrel 703, and the CS52 LIS. These are all for gold, so you may not have any of those tanks. Those are actually pretty good premiums. All 3 of them, actually. So if you're flush with gold and feeling like buying yourself another gift, there's some 3 good premiums in there. There's 3D stuff if you want to buy that. What else we got? Oh, and it's discount time.
Yep.
Equipment and consumables, fellas.
Consumables. Yeah.
Yep. So I
Now
just
is the time to get it.
Yeah, I just dropped about 20 million. 25 million.
Yeah, absolutely.
Remember, with that, if you're buying your consumables at 50 off, and because when you resell them, you sell them at half price, essentially you can store silver in consumables, have them around to use, and if for some reason you want your gold back, or your silver back, sorry, not gold, your silver, you can provided there's not a sale going on. We don't want to do a pilgrim kind of economic situation.
No, you can sell them for full price and make double your money.
Right.
Yeah, can't you?
But
Apparently.
you have to buy them at full price, sell them at half price, and then rebuy them on the sale.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
Something
yeah.
like that. Anyway, all kidding aside, you can store, basically you're storing silver in that asset, and if you need to liquidate that asset later, again, provided it's not during a sale, all that silver is available right there. So all you have to do is sell them back, and then you have the silver if you want to use it. So that being said, I would never feel bad unless you're actively saving up for a tier 10 or something, you're really low on silver. I would never feel bad about buying a whole bunch of stuff at 50% off on consumables ever.
No, ever, because
Yeah.
they are more useful than not. To be
Yeah,
honest.
absolutely.
Absolutely, especially with like food repair kits and first aid kits. Not so much the other stuff. I mean, I don't really buy fire extinguishers. You get enough free ones from various things. that
Those
you can
don't
do.
seem to run out for me.
No, not for
Yeah.
me.
In fact, those are actually things I will sell when it's not a sale. I'll sell those off
Yeah, yeah.
periodically and keep 200 or 300 of those around.
Yeah.
What I do end up using the most is probably repair kits.
Yeah, because every tank you've got has that, isn't it? I mean, sometimes you don't put food on, but you certainly put a repair kit on every single tank. I do. So that's
Excuse-
why. Are you dying there?
Yeah.
That's all right, just die away. No sympathy.
Get a little verklempt.
Yeah, get some more coffee, that'll do the job.
I think I'm all right. Okay.
You okay? Good.
No. Yes. Where were we?
Buying consumables.
Yes.
Thing to do.
Buy consumables. You can even do it with equipment to some extent if you wanted to, but I don't know why you would hoard equipment. There's no real reason to hoard equipment. If you're running Watt Plus and you can freely move equipment, you can probably sell a lot of equipment that you have stored up. I don't even know how much I have in the depot. I have so much.
I'm like you, I've got a stack of equipment. I've got experimental equipment up the yin yang I haven't bothered with. I've got, I've got bond equipment, which I've previously bought and not used, which is crazy, but there you go.
I've actually
All sorts of
recently sold a lot of my standard equipment, so I only have a few examples of each around.
Right.
But
That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea, man.
I also have equipment stacked up in tanks. Like I could go
Yes.
through my tanks and strip equipment out of tanks that I'm not using,
Yeah.
which will end up costing you gold and stuff. So that's another reason why I don't really do that. But on occasion, if I'm doing something with a tank and I strip it for whatever reason, I'll usually just sell the equipment because I'm like, I don't need 500. I've got 700 tanks, and I would say probably 400 of those or more have equipment of at least one piece or two or three sitting on
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's very true.
So
That might be worthwhile for the new, like a New Year clear out. It
yeah,
might be worthwhile just going through it all again because I have, like you, a stack of equipment on tanks that I don't play. And even if I did, I think if I needed equipment, it wouldn't be that much big a deal just to swap them round a bit of gold, maybe.
well, if you keep a couple of each type around,
Yeah.
then you have that option.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point, Jimmy. I actually have directives on auto replace. So yeah, if you're saving bonds for something else, I mean, I don't need any more bond tanks. So I think I've got double figure of bonds. Let me have a look. And that's enough. Yeah, I've got 11,000 bonds, so it's enough to keep doing directives, I guess.
Where are the bonds? They're here somewhere, right? Stock.
Your bond. How many bonds you've got? You mean?
Yeah, I'm trying to find where are those
Next to
things.
your gold figure at the top, at the top panel. If you look where it says battle and move right, you've got a panel that goes along. It'll tell you how many bonds you've got.
Oh, bonds. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking. Well, yeah, we're talking bonds. I'm talking directives though. I'm trying to figure out how many damn directives.
Oh,
I have.
directives. Yeah, in your where it's consumables, equipment, blah blah blah. You've got directives there as well.
I don't see directives here.
Yeah.
Where are they?
The hammer and the spanner and anvil in your. Hang on. I'm looking in the wrong place. So go to the.
All right, they're with the consumable. They're considered a consumable. They don't have their own
Yeah.
section. They're just in the consumable section. All right.
Yeah,
So I have stacks of those too.
which you can't sell.
Right. There are some
Right.
tanks I use these on, but things like pre-battle maintenance has to be used with improved configuration or whichever one that is, and I almost never use that. I do the ones I use here. I'll tell you what. I'll use the exhaust insulation. I'll use the filter replacement on turbo. I definitely use natural cover. I use optical calibration. I'll sometimes use orderly ammo rack. Gearbox intricacy is actually not bad. Stabilizer greasing, although I have a bunch of them, I'll use those. Polish lens, I'll use that. Steady hand is useful. I don't know what Thorough Preparations works with. Is that just a crew one? I don't know. Vent purge is useful. Firefighting. Only have 7 of those.
Yeah. If you use fire suppression kit, it sort of works. It's probably not as good as the crew skill.
I mean, honestly, there's no reason why if you have the piece of equipment this matches, or you have a tank, say, you're running your Scout, there's no reason not to use these if you have them sitting around in your
No,
in
just
your
use
garage.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like,
Anything that gives you that little bit of advantage.
yeah, like someone was saying though, be careful. Well, if you're happy with using bonds to pay for them, go for it. But be careful because it'll quickly drain your bond account if you're not paying attention. But then again, what are you doing with your bonds?
Well, that's it. I mean, I unless another bond tank comes out that I particularly want, I've got all the bond tanks that I want. So the bonds are just there for directives at this moment. If they bring another decent bond tank out, then I'll start saving them. I'll start doing a lot of tier 10s and then save up the bonds.
Yeah, I didn't realize if you click on it, you can actually go to how to spend, and then it'll take you right. So obviously directives, improved equipment, and vehicles. I don't know, is there a sale on the improved equipment? Sometimes they have sales on these when you're not paying attention. Doesn't look like it. There are some combos where you can, I think, save. So this is a rammer. That's 5,000, and the rammer's 5, so you're saving. Yeah, so you can get a vent and rammer for 9. And you're saving 1,000 bonds if you want to do that. And then the other one that you could do is vents and stabilizer. You save 1,000 bonds. Well, those are the only 2 deals. These deals don't really recommend because they're giving you a bunch of giving one piece of equipment and a bunch of these directives, which I wouldn't spend too many bonds on directives. Always buy the bundles if you can, unless there's something you need that's not in the bundle, obviously. All right, no longer into the raffle. You ready to find out who won?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, here we go. Picking a winner. Good luck. DCardy01.
Cool. Rigged.
Rigged.
Right, just need your in-game name, your server you want it on, and then I'll get that sorted as we're sitting here.
All right, cool. What were we doing? Oh yeah, mission specials. I think that's it. The terminal ripoff is still pissing me off.
Yeah.
This one's been irritating. I normally don't care about gold because that's a luxury I have because Wargaming gives me a decent amount by giving me boxes so I can do an unboxing and show you guys and blah blah blah. But if I could go back and get this back, I would take the gold back and not spend 5,000 or whatever it was upgrading this thing so that I could then get 2 out of 3 decorations, and the third one, the lowest level thing that I could have got without spending 5,000 gold. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, it is just. It's not even like mildly annoying. It's actually irritating, isn't it?
It is.
No,
It's 100% irritating. This is the last day for Winter Raid, I believe. No, it's not actually. It goes to December 31st.
Yeah, I was going to say it goes to December the 31st.
It does. All right, good.
while we're talking about things in the garage, you can no longer collect resources from your friends at this moment in time. There seems to be a glitch in the matrix.
I just did it this morning.
Did you? I've just done it, and it went. There is a glitch in the matrix. You can't collect from your friends.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going to try again while we're live. While we're live, I'm going to try again. Bloody thing. So I collected my own. Yeah, it's not letting me do friends. Maybe I don't have any friends.
Did you already do it today?
I don't believe I did. But, okay, I have to go through a very different way of doing it now. Normally it comes up when you collect your resources. It normally comes up, then directly goes to collect resources from your friends. But
Yeah.
I've had to go to my friends list and go through that way. That's weird.
I did my bot account this morning, but my main account didn't work 2 minutes later. Oh, okay. Well, maybe there was a little glitch.
Maybe a little glitch. Yes, my friends have disowned me.
There was one?
Well, I've got it now. I've done it. I've gone through the back door to get them all.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Back of it, on the back of a cigarette carton.
Right.
All right. That's it,
Yeah.
I think, for missions and specials, guys. That's pretty. Oh, there was one. There was one other thing. They do have a little mission going on, which you'll just get as you go. But get ready for 2025. There's some extra times twos. So times 5, I think it's still. Nope, we're back to times 2. So the times 5 ended. Oh, that's weird. All right. So you'll get a bunch of times 2s if you're grinding something, and then there's whatever else was there. What is it? A day of premium and some personal reserves at the expiring kind. So not a big special, but there is a thing going on for that. Cool. And I think then we are on to subject du jour, but I am out of coffee.
Yeah.
Did you get your 3 boxes out?
I'm still waiting on who was it?
Decardi.
Decardi to give me his in-game name and server. So I haven't had that yet.
Decardi's.
By Whisper.
Yep. All right, so then we're going to take 5 minutes, fellas. Let me go refresh my coffee, and we shall be right back. As soon as I find the break thing, there it is. All right, back in a minute.
Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Now in the shadows came a mysterious chap who spoke in a tongue with a strange dialect. He offered his help to the mighty Guido to bring some laughter to his love of speedos, to the coffee talk they both came, to bring the message of winning ways to all and sundry and the masses. Yes, that's right, lads and lasses. The damage counts and flexing back will keep you on the right track. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. So in what, if you want to progress, then seek out Guido nonetheless. With his sidekick Pilgrim, he has a message that to win you must be aggressive. The position and place that you must seek, for the winners only, not the weak. The guru speaks, so listen well. His voice rings out like the Liberty Bell. bring you all to Unicom land, or to die hard trying in the sand. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. To the swamplands came the mountain man to teach his wisdom and pay his due. A man with a name only known to a few. To his followers his words are true. Guido is the man, big and gruff. He used to fly jets, but now he does the tanking stuff. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. The mountains are home.
All right, we are back, guys. Subjects du jour. I think the biggest one, man, is 1271 is on its way.
It is.
And then there's the future.
Then there's the future.
Actually, there's a
It's
breakdown. there.
nondescript and hidden.
Yeah. But let's go to start here on Wargaming's page, because they've got a list for Common Test 1 for 1271. So this is the first patch of the new year. And it's a pretty big one. There's quite a bit going on here, fellas. So we'll just go through it. We've got the twin barrel, and for your SA it's going to come off of the Churchill 7. So it'll be a 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Yeah.
So you want to start playing your Churchill 7. Yeah, enjoy that.
Yeah. That is going to be so much fun, isn't it?
All the Churchill 7s out there, that'll be amazing.
That'll be farming games, won't it? That's probably not.
But that's where it
much fun.
starts. And let's see, we've gone through all that stuff, but it's got the can opener, the contenda, the conceiva, inconceivable, and the chapa. He's got little eyebrows on his guns.
That's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, little eyebrows.
Mhm. Little eyebrows.
Then, rebalancing. So stat adjustments on the U100, 71, the MIVI, 60 TP, and mouse, and the branches that they're in. And here's what's crazy. Is this what I wanted to do? Yeah. Boom. All right. Also battle rating. So apparently, it's all the way down here. Battle rating is this. At the end of the battle, I'll just say what they said. Since we're eager to learn about how you perceive your gameplay experience, we're introducing an instrument allowing you to evaluate it. Battle rating. At the end, while you're in spectator mode after your vehicle has been destroyed, you'll be able to evaluate your experience. Thumbs down, worse than usual. Thumbs level, same as usual, or skip the rating. Or thumbs up, better than usual.
It's gonna have 99.9999% thumbs down, and the remainder thumbs up, isn't it? Because nobody thinks they had a very good battle, do they? Nobody. What a waste of time that is.
I wonder what the correlation between winning and losing is going to be. Near 100%.
I bet, absolutely. I'm not even. I hope there's a turn-off feature for that. I really do.
I say this is just a placebo.
It's not going to do anything.
It doesn't do it.
Nobody's
It's-
going to take any notice of it.
I don't even know where to start with that. But anyway, there you go.
There you are.
So that's battle rating. Unreal. They're doing some changes to Frontline. Onslaught has, I'm not going to go through all this. The roll skills are all being wickered and moved around again. Because honestly, balancing magic powers is always very difficult.
Yeah.
They added a couple maps though. Tundra and Proc's being added. That's interesting. Proc. Okay. Outpost has been revamped. Red Shower map has been removed. Gun loading improvements. Game client loading. Oh, game loading, not gun. This is interesting because I think we all know how long it takes this daggum game to load up. So it looks like they're going to put a little bit more in the cache, so that it kind of knows. I don't know what parts of your account are going to go in the cache as far as maybe giving it a clue of what you have. I think what it's doing is obviously going to the server and figuring out what all the different tanks you have and how much crap you have and how it's all set up and everything else.
All right.
Even for me with a really good connection, it takes me a while to log in.
Yeah.
You have no problem, Zemke. You're right on track, right on schedule. Reload.
When I load in, to give you an example, I guess you can play against. When I load in, invariably I'm on the countdown timer. I'm at 12 when I load in, so it's already counted down to 12 before I'm actually in.
So you're just talking about loading into a game. Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
The game client loading time has been improved.
It's more about the client than the game, is it?
I don't know. Good question. It does. I made an assumption that it was the client and not into matches. Maybe both. I don't know.
Because the client itself takes. I'll be honest with you. If I load up the EU account, it takes no less time than it does to load up the NA account. In my perception, I've never counted it, but you watch the little load up bar go along the bottom. Well, it seems to feel. It really feels like I might actually time this later on, but it does feel like it takes the same time to get into the NA client as it does for the EU client. So I don't know what the problem is.
I only noticed loading up the game the first time anytime I shut the game down and start it back up the client, it does take longer than I would imagine it should.
Right.
For me, getting into matches is immediate. In fact, I am often waiting for the 30 seconds to start.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. No, I've never been there with the NA. I have with the EU and game loading. So with the NA, there is that obvious millisecond lag because of the distance. But to be fair, the EU connection is slightly inferior to the UK USA connection. So whether the cabling or the copper wires are not as efficient going to the EU. So I still get I don't get as high ping, but I still get quite, at times it can be laggy to the EU where it's not to the NA. So my ping to the NA is about 99 to 100. For the EU, it's round about 30 to 40. So I've never had single figure ping, to be honest.
Jimmy loads up the game and goes and
Goes
takes a whiz, and everything's good to go when he gets back.
Yeah.
Is that counting the time it takes you to shuffle there?
He's got to find it first. That's the problem, isn't it?
The bathroom and then it, yeah.
Yeah, that it.
There's a lot of searching going on. Where's my cane? Where's my walker? Where's the bathroom?
I think Jimmy K sits down to have a pee, to be honest.
The slippers. Well, I mean, if you're going to go through some social media and relax for a while, you may want to sit down anyway.
Might as well sit down here.
Oh, boy. Okay, where were we? Oh, yeah, we're talking about this stuff. So, yeah, I don't know. Good, a couple questions there. I think it's only loading into the client, but I could be wrong.
Okay.
They've added 3D.
I don't see a huge difference in it then. It does take time. I mean, time enough that you can actually go away and do something and come back. You know what I mean? For me, I don't know.
I mean, but it's long enough that we can sit around and be angry about it, right?
Yeah, you can rage. You can
Okay,
rage
good.
Computer.
I just want to make sure that it was okay to still be angry about it for some reason.
Yeah.
3D attachment.
It's absolutely what wargaming needs to focus on, isn't it? As opposed to new maps, balance. It's just make the loading time.
Hey, it's better than worrying about a new paper mache mode.
Well, it is.
At least that's performance in the game. 3D attachment slots are being added to a bunch of the tier 10s, and then a bunch of the looks like when they redo some of the lines, they're doing this, like the Mivi and such. This whole line for the double barrel Brit line is getting 3D attachments, so they're working through the 3D attachment thing.
Right.
It's interesting they say the Contradictus. I thought that was already available. Is it not already available on the Contradictus?
You know what? I couldn't tell you.
Contradiction. Yeah, it's already available on the Contradictus. Don't know. Okay.
Good question, Gator.
They're adding the VCS 6x6 TS90.
Right.
Hey, did somebody get their? Did Ducati get his stuff?
No, he hasn't given me his in-game name or
Is he-
the server. I'm assuming it's NA, but see players here. Hi. I mean, he hasn't. Is he still there? I
All right.
can't see him in the list of.
We'll start another one. This one's for me, you guys. Good luck with
Okay.
the boxes. Yeah, I don't know, man. Interesting. All right.
If he comes back on, I'll sort him out.
Okay. Some vehicles being added. These are some of the reward vehicles and stuff, like the KPZ3 GST Term and the Canon Jagdpanzer 2. And then we get into the list of changes, and I was digging through this. This is very interesting, fellas. The Tiger 1, the Panzer 7. I'm not going to go through all these, but essentially the gist of this is that they are streamlining the tech tree by quite a bit. And the German tanks are some of the, I guess I would say, most complicated for unlocking because they have a lot of different guns. And that was always part of the historical accuracy piece that we had a long time ago, which is going away.
Yeah.
So as you can see, each tank has a significant amount of changes. Let's just take a look at the Tiger 2 though here, because I just want to show something. What they have going on here is Tiger 2, there we go. Go to the research. So they're adding stuff to turrets and taking stuff away from turrets, but I guess the way they do it here is because some tanks have 2 turrets and there's varying ways you go through the unlocking process. Some guns go with certain turrets, some don't. When they list out how they've done it, they have to remove it from a turret and then add it to a turret. You'll get it as you read through it, but if we look over here at the Tiger 2, it's got 3 guns and 2 turrets.
Yeah.
The one that's probably the best, where is this? Not the best, but yeah, 3001P. Here, let's go to that one. Because that one's pretty complicated, but the 3001P, what? Can't remember. We can go through the tech tree for that. It's easier to find it that way. Here it is, 3001P. So it's got 2 guns up here. It's got 2 turrets and a gun. It's got a split-off gun, and that split-off gun goes to the Tiger P. So over here, if we go back to Chrome, you can see that they're doing a lot with that. And honestly, you can read through it and figure it out, but it sounds like they're only leaving a gun or 2 of the 4, basically. So they have,
Which is neither here nor there, is it? But you're always gonna end up with the standard gun, and then the progression to the next best gun before you get to the next tier. I'm assuming.
I don't know though, because look at this. They're removing the Porsche 101 has been removed.
Yeah.
That's the first one. And the Porsche 100/3. Wait, so that one's gone. Oh,
Just gonna have a,
they're actually removing the 2 top engines and then giving the base engine a buff from 420 to 600 horsepower, which
Right,
is
okay.
actually 70 less than the top one. Okay.
okay.
So a lot of their new stuff has not had stuff to unlock.
Okay.
Like, what's the Japanese line? Let's take a look at that. The new Japanese Type 71 line. So if we go to the Type 57 here, they all have one thing to unlock. This actually has 2 radios, which is unusual, to be honest. What about the 9? Maybe the 9's better. No, pretty close. So they've really streamlined it, and that's what all this is about here, fellas. Just streamlining.
As Banzai just said, it's making it easier to
Right.
progress through the tree, isn't it? That's where it's at. So,
And there's some other hidden buffs and debuffs listed in these things if you want to go through it. And then we've got the Type 57, the line I was just talking about, is getting a bunch of. Some are buffs, some are debuffs. For example, the Type 57 is going from a .28 to a .26. Holy cow. And again, I'm not going to go through all this stuff. Fire chance decreasing. The other one that's kind of interesting is the Polish line. The 60 TP is getting a nerf.
but all the others below it are getting
Kind of getting a
buff.
buff, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks like anyway. In general, it's a buff. You slide down here, like the 53 TP frontal armor from 200 to 230. So there's little buffs and changes going on. The 60 TP right now, nerf, is a .38 to .4 gun dispersion, reloading an extra second, and 100 less hit points. That's the total change on it right now. That it looks like anyway. Yeah, the M5Y is the tier. Is that the tier? That's the tier 10, I think, because the numbers are weird on that, as I recall. Tech tree easier way. Let's go to American stuff here.
So,
Yeah, the M5Y is actually the 10, and the M6Y is the 9. So the 9, I saw a picture of it. It looks like that double hatch thing is maybe going away.
okay.
The frontal armor of the Commander's Cupola and the M6YA turret from 140 to 180. The frontal armor and the Commander's Cupola of the M6YB turret from 170 to 200 effective. Effective, that's interesting. More reverse speed. So there's just a bunch of buffs to these various tanks in here. You get 2 if you're subbed. Yes, you get 2 tickets if you're subbed. That's correct.
Yeah, Jimmy
That's
K,
correct.
it's right. It's a kiss of death for a tank when it gets nerfed. I mean, I struggle with the 60 TP. I don't understand what the nerf is about because I'm probably running it around about 40% win rate at the moment. Now that people will go, you've got to
It's
be
very
crazy
popular.
to be able to get. Yeah,
And the competitive guys use it a lot. A lot of times these nerfs on these tier 10s are driven by competitive
yeah. I think
Stuff,
I can understand that.
by the
I mean,
competitive
the problem
meta.
is yeah.
They get tired of seeing the same tank, so they'll kind of move them around a little bit so it changes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so a lot of changes. We talked about the heavy, the British double barrels, onslaught, stock configurations, battle rating,
Thanks, Kev.
front line, and that's that, fellas. So there's a lot of changes going on in that thing. All right, let's take a look at this because there's a few things in here.
Yeah, I agree with that, Grendel. Ketch has just gifted a tier 1 to Zemke.
Oh,
Tier
right
1
on,
sub.
right on. Thanks, man.
Still not getting 2 tickets for the raffle though.
Not this one. Any next ones. KV4 Turchaninov is getting some changes. There's just a lot of stuff in the common test for various reward tanks. There's this ST66 thing. This is the one I thought was the Toro. It's a rear turreted medium tank.
Right.
Cursed. It's a
It has. I want to say it has a very weak ammo rack.
this.
The Toro.
Oh, the
Yeah.
Toro.
No, the Toro. It has a weak ammo rack. I think if you hit it, the ammo rack is on the side of the turret, and if you hit it there, it invariably will give you a Roman candle. Absolutely.
The
I
Eric.
sent you a replay. I sent you that 4005 replay, and I mean, I basically shot across the map, and then he Roman candled straight away. I don't think he loved me at all. I think he hated me actually.
I don't know if you can take anything away about the strength of ammo racks when they get hit by a 4005 Hesh round.
from like 500 meters, 500 yards away.
That I don't know if that tank has the highest module damage, but I bet it's up there.
Dear, oh dear. It was
Cons-
so funny.
Concept 1 changes, so there's another tier 9. I think that the German tier 9 mediums are some of the more interesting tanks in the game, actually.
Yeah. I'll go with that.
Let's see. Here,
Excuse me.
why you should choose Brooklyn's rental for car rental in Dubai. Okay.
Yeah.
Then there's the KPZ3 GST. That's the one we just talked about. This is another TD at tier 8 with hydropneumatic suspension. Let's see, what I'm trying to get to is day 27 common test stuff. What are
Now
you?
you know, Wade.
What are you is doing a bunch of balance as well. Must be balance wars between the two World of Tanks. TS6. Here's the picture I was talking about for the M6Y right here. Let me see what it actually looks like right now in game. M6Y. Huh. Interesting. Maybe that is... No, because it's got the rounded turret. So does the other turret look... The other turret must be the square looking thing. Is that the stock turret? That must be the stock turret right here.
I think that's a stock one by the looks of it.
Yeah. With only one hatch on it.
Have a look. Yeah, have a look. I'll have a look. Murphy.
Can I actually put the stock turret in the comparison tool and see what it looks like? Yes, probably. Let's put the stock turret on it. I don't know if it'll let me. No, I can't get a view of it with it on there. It'll give me the stats. Yeah, I think that's the stock turret. So maybe this turret isn't changed. So they're balancing that bad boy out. I'm trying to find this article. 60 TP, blah blah blah. Here it is. All right. So they did an analysis on this. They made a good point in here, which I thought was kind of interesting, is that this whole article, this whole video, appears to be talking about September 2025.
Right?
Yeah, the top turret is rounded.
Yeah.
So interesting. I don't know. Anyway, it says not a standard video. See, not shown events from entire 25, but Wargaming is talking specifically about September 2025 and everything connected with it, which is what they were talking about earlier of Watt 2.0.
Yeah.
So from the first frames, we are sent the very first videos of the game. We already see how the graphics have changed as a reference to the progress over all these years. So improved graphics, shadows, etc. Okay. Show a map. In comparison with the one used, personal missions 1 and 3 1 and 3. Are there, so do we real? Is it actually personal missions 1 and 3?
Oh, is it?
I don't know.
No.
Did they skip 2?
Yes. I don't know. That's weird. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, is it technically the first one's 1 and the second one was technically 3? Because remember, they said personal mission 4. Was personal mission 2 something back in the day that I've forgotten about? The numbering has got me
Yeah, it's weird,
a
isn't
bit confuzzled. Missions. I don't know. It's strange, but anyway. So there's a map. That's that. Is it that map exactly? Not. Maybe, kind of, ish, sort of. 1 and 3 campaigns. Purposes one common map that includes all the personal mission campaigns at once. Also become more interactive and can be an element of the hangar. Okay. There'll be a personal missions 4th campaign. Where's the 3rd camp? I only know 2.
No.
What happened?
No. It's a mystery.
Is it with the 5 keys?
Yeah, that could well be it. That could well be it. It's the 5 key mission.
I like this. There will be a personal missions fourth campaign, obviously. No. It's not obvious to me. Where's the third one?
Obvious to anybody.
Where's the third one? Or the second one? Whichever one. Or the first one. Maybe we started on 2. Did we start on 2? I don't know.
We probably. Well,
I don't know.
It could be. Yes, it could be 2. 2 as number 1, and 3 as number 2.
What the hell is going on here? Anyway, theoretically, there's a new personal campaign coming up. Improved vehicle detailing, more polygons, better effects and materials. Although the video is a pre-render, you can expect significant improvements in tank textures. The glass of the headlights and the light in general stand out in particular. Okay?
All right.
New random events on 3 maps. Fjords. Second map could not be determined in Paris. Well, they showed, are these the 2? Yeah, that's definitely Fjords. That does look like Paris. Where's the other map? They didn't show a picture of it. I have to go look through the video and see if you can figure out the other map. They don't know. The plant's entourage itself was shown for a reason, and it could be a new hangar. The workshop looks very large and includes many elements that can be used in certain events of the game, personal missions, auctions, or regular purchase of equipment. But we will see the results already in September. That's just translation stuff. We're talking about dynamic, interactive, and embedded things from events. Okay. At least every tank shown in the video is a possible new high-tier vehicle with unique animations, body kits, and improved graphics. We did not see any hints of a tank with KB here. I don't know what that means. Nor a possible auction. What's KB? Don't know. Which confirms, that's a acronym they assume we know. Which confirms the complete continuity of the video only to September 2025. I don't know what that means exactly. All the drawings that are visible in the video are not random, but it's difficult to identify specific tanks, but possible. Later, familiar story. Okay, whatever. And that's it. That's the whole analysis. Comments are always going to be, I'm not even going to do that because sometimes the comments get too spicy.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's about 100% more than you may have known from just watching the video.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, the video says.
And it's still not anything.
Nothing.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, absolutely. It's 100% of nothing, isn't it?
Well, it's a good comment, Bruin. But what happened? I think Quickie might have done this. I think he mentioned it in a video, and maybe I'll go do it. Go find last year's roadmap and see how much of it got done.
Oh, you can probably guarantee not an awful lot.
Well, I don't know. Maybe. Did they touch on everything? Did some of it actually no kidding get dropped out? Unknown. I don't actually know the answer to that. I'd have to go look at it. So
Might
maybe
be worth a look. Yeah.
maybe it didn't get done, and they're like, "Nah, we're not doing that again."
Yeah, it could be.
It sort of does kind of. It's good and bad. You know, on the one hand, you're laying it out for a bit. On the other hand, you're I won't say you're stuck to it, but you're kind of beholden to do those things, and you might not have the flexibility you need based on all kinds of things. Japanese heavies did get done. All right, there you go. There's one example right there. So there you have it, fellas.
I think the raffle's finished.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Dicardi still hasn't got back to me. Is he still? Can you see on the list if he's still in viewing? I can't see him on my list.
Users in chat. He is not. He just put his name in and bailed on you.
Good on him. I'll sort him next time he's on. He'll have
Okay.
to tell me.
Are we in fact ready?
I think it's finished.
Yes.
isn't
All right, here we go. Winner is Gator.
it?
Gator.
Rigged.
Gator.
Rigged.
Gator 99,
So
yeah?
rigged. So rigged.
Is it Gator 99? Yeah, Gator 99 GFLC, right, man? I believe so. I think so. Fairly certain so. Redraw for someone else? Okay. All right, he said it. We're doing it again.
Yeah, if you want to.
Boom. Jimmy K 058.
It's still rigged. Still rigged. I tell you what, if you did it a third time and it was not so, it would be so rigged, wouldn't it?
It's always rigged. Jimmy, what is your in game, man?
Yeah, well done, Jimmy.
You did a great job sitting there and winning boxes, Jimmy. Well done.
Yeah, Jimmy's
Nice.
on a roll.
Jimmy's
Yeah, he
rolling.
got 15 last week, didn't he? I remember that. The 3, didn't he?
Jimmy K 58. Are we not friends? We must not be friends. All right, there it is. Jimmy K 58.
Yeah, do the lottery, Jimmy. Do the lottery. Share it amongst us all.
All right, give me a second. We'll send them out, man. Premi Shop. Ba-boom.
Deckles, indeed, Wayne. Deckles.
Do. Purchase as gift. Jimmy K 58. There he is. Boom. Sent. Pay now. You must pay now. All right, man. They're on their way.
Oh, no.
Good luck. Good luck with those. All right, cool, man. That's about it. That's about all the babbling I have. Kind of a short one today, I think, huh?
Yeah, I've got one thing that might be of interest. There is a skill video out which talks about the new double-barreled Contradictus. Apparently, you can massage all the directives, attachments. I didn't watch the whole thing, so I don't know how he does it. But with equipment, directives, and field mods and everything else, you can cut the reload time by half, by 50%. It's basically making the thing OP.
What are you talking about?
The Contradictus. There is a video out by Skill.
Is it a bug? Somebody just mentioned that.
Yeah, it's basically you can add all bits and pieces to it like you can. You can min-max it to cut the reload by 50%. You can out-reload another one. Bug to have a 13-second double-shot reload. There you go. You can trick the intuition reload. Is that what it is?
So what is it? What is it exactly, guys? What do you have to do? So it's an equipment bug, or it's a equipment and the way you do it bug, or what?
I think it's a skill bug. I think it's to do with the intuition reload.
Well, yeah, I believe that.
Yeah.
But what do you just have to hit it at the right time, or do you have to have the right equipment on it as well?
Yeah. Well, the way that Skill was showing it, he fired both shots, and then I think he did intuition, and it reloaded in 50% less time than it takes for normal. I think.
So it's just pressing intuition after you fire both.
I think that's what it is. Double shot with HE next up. Load one. Use the intuition now. Double shot ready. Gator's got it. I mean, I just briefly watched the video. I didn't go into detail with it.
Oh, doesn't have to be HE though, right? Be anything. So
I don't know. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, because you've got to swap your ammo, haven't you? So. Oh, is it Spud put it in Discord? Okay, got
you. So it's only on HE. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder why it's only on HE. How do people figure this out?
Don't know. People do load ups, don't they? And they then go, oh, I wonder if I do that. Oh, what happens when I do that?
This one could just be somebody accidentally hit
intuition.
They accidentally used the intuition thing off of HE and went, wait, that's weird. How did I reload that fast? And then started looking into it. I mean, there's enough people playing that who knows. Yeah, I would doubt it was a certain shell. It's probably all right. So where is it? So you double shot, load one, and then use intuition, and it. I got okay. So essentially, yeah, I see what it's doing. Yes, so the intuition, right. So what's happening there sounds to me like is the intuition is taking. Yeah. So what's happening in my guesstimation here is the intuition. So what happens if you load one shell and you switch to something else? So that's the key, right? You are going to have to switch to something else. I think someone says load HE. You got to load one and load another, and it might be specific to the keys 3 and 1. I don't know, but that could be essentially if you loaded HE, you loaded one shell, right?
Yeah.
And then you hit intuition over to 1. The game is like, all right, that's X percentage of that reload time.
Yeah.
But instead of reloading that first barrel, it applies it to the second barrel's reload.
Second barrel. Yeah. You can see it. Absolutely. Good one.
Yeah, that assembly tank. Actually, that's here. Hold on, let me go back and see if I can find
Kedge,
it.
take it easy, buddy.
Kedge out. See you, man. Here's the 6th iteration. Let's take a look at that. What Zemke is talking about is this. Where on earth is my? There it is. The MBTB. And it may be the assembly shop tank. But it's this thing, we talked about it yesterday or last time, Pilgrim. It's that 6-round drum with 3-round magazine.
Yeah, we did.
That goes bang, bang,
yeah.
bang, 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 bang.
Yeah.
So it's kind of get 2 shots really fast.
I just wonder whether that is bordering on tier 11 now, I think.
Well, they've nerfed it a bit. Interclip from 3 to 3.5.
Right.
The entire magazine, though, has been decreased, so the whole thing reloads faster, but in between shots is less. Reload time between shots is half a second, so the bang, bang. Reload rate of fire is higher because it has less total reload time. These don't affect the rate of fire, these 2 middle ones. It's just how fast they come out. It's this 5 seconds shaved off of the entire reload. Aiming time's increased, accuracy's increased, so it is a bit of a nerf as well. Spread after shot, I don't know what that means. 2 to 2.5.
Dispersion?
That must
no,
be,
spread
yeah.
after shot. Yeah.
That must be a dispersion increase after the first shot. That would make sense. The second shot would be a little less accurate, perhaps.
Yeah.
Dispersion from movement. So those are all nerfs. Damage per minute went up because the reload went down. That's pretty high, 3,429. That's really high for an autoloader, is it not? Even at tier 9. Is this a 9 or a 10?
Yeah.
It's a 10. So what's the DPM of, say, one of the other autoloaders here? I'm just looking at my client for a second. How about the Progetto? DPM is 2,300. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Well, no, the Lion's 3,285, and that's without equipment on it. Why is the Progetto so crap? Wow. Because its burst is that's a lot for an autoloader. That's insane. Although the Lion's up there too, so I don't know. 5051 is 2,800. Bat Chat is low, 2,300. I don't think there's any other autoloaders out there. Not at tier 10 mediums. Huh. You're welcome, Jimmy. Jimmy got 1,750 gold, 200,000 silver, and Smo rocks. Some more rocks. Yeah, that's weird. We'll see. Don't know. That seems high, but there's other loader reloaders that are that high, so we'll see. I'm surprised the Lion and the Progetto are that far off. me take a look at this here. Like, what is going on with that? All right, here they are. Let's configure these with no equipment and whatnots. See where they start. Do that. Okay, so they're both set up. So 360 alpha and 420. That's important to the difference right there. The reload systems. 15, 13, 11, 9, 27, 9, 12. Is the 20 the total time? No, it's the first shell. They're both 4 shells.
First shell, yeah.
I wish the total time was there. I don't know what it is. Oh, there it is, 49. Though they're both exactly the same, total time.
Okay.
Huh. But one is 2.5 between shots, and one's 4.5 between shots. Good. Because that actually affects the DPM, depending on how they're measuring the DPM. Because it takes him longer, takes the Lion longer to get the shots downrange, which means he'll start reloading later than the Progetto did if you shot all 4 right off the bat.
Yeah.
But it gives them. So the Lions is probably purely off of alpha, more or less. Most of it's off of the alpha.
Off the alpha, yeah.
Yeah, because you've got,
yeah.
with the same reload time, you're getting 60 more alpha. 6 times 4 is 240, right? 240 more alpha from a clip. It doesn't account for that, though. Well, then you've got the... See, that's fast. That's more, though. I don't know. That's wild. I'm not sure how... The Prague did get a major nerf. That's true. And then Lion is a reward tank, so all things are now understood.
Yeah, that makes a point. Yeah, that's a good point.
If all hits penetrate. Isn't that insane, the difference between those two?
Yeah.
Never really
I
noticed
don't think
it.
there's any correlation between the two. I think. Well, there is no set standard by Wargaming. Each tank is individual as far as they're concerned, by the looks of it.
I mean, the difference is the Italian one does... Actually, they're both Italians, aren't they?
Yeah.
What's the Lion, is it? Yeah, they're both Italian.
Yeah.
One's a reward tank. So this one gets faster reload. This one gets slower reload.
All in the name of balance.
That's hard to square, man. What in the hell? There's more armor on the Lion too. So not only does it have a bunch more DPM, it's got more armor.
Well, as Grendel says, you stay on the second shell for the most DPM, don't you?
It's more accurate. That's what I don't understand. I'm not 100% sure. You guys probably know this, but I'm not sure what they use for DPM. Especially in the case of autoloaders, I don't know what they use for DPM. For cyclical, it's just how many shots can you get out a minute. And then the math to figure that out, average damage per minute based on its reload. Do they start with a full clip on the autoloaders and auto reloaders, and then how fast they can get another shell downrange? I'm not sure. They go by a full clip, and then whatever you can get in after that. Yeah.
Because there's so many variables with that to be able to do DPM, because it depends very much on what crew skills you got, what directives you put on, etc., etc. Because you can massage all of the figures on that by having different loadout setups and all the rest of it. So
this is a 420 alpha times 4, because you certainly are going to get that first out. That's 1,680. And then you're going to reload for 49 seconds.
Right.
Or are you just going to reload the first shell and keep shooting?
Well, that's what I mean. There's so many variables for DPM.
Because the first shell for Lion, it takes you 20 seconds to get that bad boy back.
Mm-hmm.
And like he was saying, if you sit on the second shell at 7.7, you're getting a shot out every 7.7 seconds.
Yeah.
And it's bizarre if you go to the force shell, you've actually got a worse DPM. Ah!
Yeah, that's about right.
Dude, that does my head in. I'm just gonna stop thinking about it. It's too difficult.
Yeah, that's too many brain waves.
Yeah, I'm not a smart man.
Yeah.
All right, fellas. Well, I think that's it, man. Wait a minute. Did
Can't
I?
think of anything else?
Hold on. Did I get I did get those boxes out, right? Yep, I did. Yep.
Yeah,
Got
you
it to
did,
Jimmy
yeah, you
K.
did. It's
All right,
me.
good.
I'm waiting on Ducardi to come back, but we'll get him next Sunday.
Okay.
I'll sort it next Sunday if he comes back.
Cool.
He's not in the list now.
So I'll be good for next Sunday. Will be the first Coffee Talk of 2025.
2025, yeah, that's Sunday the 5th, isn't it? 5th of January, so yeah, good.
2025.
Crazy,
1 year
isn't it?
closer to Pilgrim climbing a hill and coming down a mountain.
Yeah, with the Guido flag in hand. I'll take one of your mugs. That'll be cool. I'll leave it.
That'll be
there.
too heavy. You need something much smaller,
Yeah.
like a sticker or something.
Yeah. A Guido
Yeah.
flag.
See you next year, Jimmy.
Yeah.
100%. Awesome. Well, I hope you guys have a fantastic day. I'm going to get going so I can visit a bit more with my brother-in-law and see what the wife's up to. Maybe have a little snack. See what the day has for us.
Yeah.
Had a big rainstorm come through, so we had a front, and now I think it's nice and bright and shiny. At least it will be
Oh, that's
soonly.
good.
So we got probably about 3 or 4 days of bright, shiny, which will be nice. I might even have to go to work tomorrow. That's a bummer.
Ooh, that's a bit. Ooh, dear. Ooh, that's hard. Bison and
Yeah.
eggs, Jimmy. Yeah.
Oh, the bison burger and some eggs. That'd be delicious. I had shrimp and grits yesterday.
Oh man, you're making me hungry now. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like 2:30 in the afternoon now, and I'm getting a little bit peckish now.
Actually, it was 2 days ago. Shrimp and grits. And then
Oh man.
had some andouille sausage in there with it. Blackened shrimp. Cheese grits. Have you had grits before?
I've had grits. Yeah,
Okay.
I've not had. Yeah, that sounds filling more than anything. Filling.
And then they said, "Would you like bacon and an egg put on top?" And I said, "Yes, I would."
And then you went out for a 10-mile run to get rid of all.
I did not know bacon and eggs was available on top of shrimp and grits, but I will
That's
take
something
some
else,
of that. So the bacon was American bacon, so kind of crispy,
Oh,
on
yeah.
a little X on top, and then the egg was perfectly
Yeah, I got
cooked. It
top.
was like
Wow.
crispy on the bottom, but it was still over easy. It still had some.
I'm gonna start eating my knuckles in.
Yeah, we did see play. It came in probably about 6 or 7 for us right before I came live. It was.
Well, that's good because it clears the air, doesn't it? And then
Yeah.
you've got some good weather behind. It's cool.
Yep. Well, all right, my friend. Appreciate everybody coming by. Let's find somebody to raid here. See how we do with that. Once again, thanks everybody for the stuff, the donations to send out to Tankers Helping Tankers. We got 3 very, very thankful people because of your efforts.
Cool.
I very much appreciate it. That's always
That's great.
that's always
I mean, that
fun
is
to
great,
do.
though.
Yeah, it's always
Yeah,
fun
yeah.
to do. Give people a little
Just
pick me
people
up.
are just nice, and that's a good thing.
Yep. Who we got? There's that Guido guy. He's
Is he still on?
Uncle Arnie. Let's go see what Uncle Arnie's all about, fellas. Uncle. Oh. There he is. All right, fellas. Uncle Arnie's journey has begun. All right. That is all I've got from the left side of the Atlantic. You guys have a fantastic Sunday and a good week.
It's farewell from Pilgrim from the correct side of the Atlantic, and we'll see you in the new year.
All right, fellas.
Cool.
Laters.